are with one of our group mates who is the Mr. JRU. So we are going to discuss about the different innovations that was part of the Industrial Revolution, with the first being the steam engine.
Okay, so I have here my iPad. So I also have here the pictures of the machines and also the description about the machines. So first, let's start with the James Watt's improvement. The steam machine or engines were slow and inefficient. You know that? Okay, so what made a simple but brilliant change by adding a separate condenser? Could you imagine that we can add a separate condenser? How brilliant
That was
was it?
fascinating.
Yes, no? So, which made the engine, much more efficient. Because of this, the steam power became reliable enough to run factories, mills, and mines during the Industrial Revolution.
Because instead of relying on just animal labors as well as manpower, the powerful machines made this production so much easier, so much accessible, as well as more enabled towards the general public, and that made travel as well as trade quicker than ever before.
But how about the societal impact or the social impact?
Oh, I think when it comes to the societal impact, it also helped grow cities even farther, because the people from the different towns started coming in for the different labors that were at the factories, as well as it helped and became advantages towards the amplification of the economy, while displaying so many threats such as exploitation and air pollution. We cannot deny the fact that it was very useful.
So in the end, the Watt steam engine didn't just power a machine, it helped shape the modern world, right?
Absolutely.
But it always comes with pros and cons, like just like what you said, pollution and exploitation.
Yeah.
That's so sad to hear, but I think we can do something about it.
Yes, and moving on, we also have our second innovation, which is the power loom. So what do you think about those power looms? Because those were specifically constructed from weaving machines that took quite a long while before something was out of that.
Okay, so let's talk about the machine that quietly changed the world, and that is the power loom. At first glance, look at this. It's just a weaving machine, right? But it actually played a huge role in shaping the Industrial Revolution. So, the power loom mechanized weaving, which meant clothes could be produced faster, cheaper, and more consistent quality than hand-woven fabrics. The boost in efficiency helped the factories grow and really push the industrialization world.
Yes, and here's the interesting part, because we're nursing students. This does not only help clothing to become more accessible, but it also helped linens, different hospitalization sectors to be able to be made available towards the patients from the rural sectors.
Actually, I haven't heard about this, but it's very interesting that these loom machines really boost the healthcare system. I think I thought it's just about the clothes, but it also produces linens, uniforms, and about the hygiene and care. So the transition wasn't smooth, of course. When the power looms were introduced, a lot of skilled hand weavers lost their jobs.
Wages were dropped, as well as protests broke up, and people were understandably so scared of these machines that could take up their jobs.
Remember about the invention of the calculator?
Oh,
Our professor told us that many mathematicians are scared because they might lose their job because of this innovation. But still, we have a lot of math professors because, we cannot replace human power.
Yes.
So over the time though, cheaper cloth increased demand and exports, which actually led to more factory jobs, even though they lose their jobs before. The downside, many those jobs were low paid, and child labor sadly become common in power labors, and that's actually.
Yeah, still, in fact, the long-term impact of this is undeniable because it did not only revolutionize technologies but also exemplified and mirrored how inventions can bring both progress as well as challenges at the same time, with the first being the manpower being threatened, have their jobs taken out of them, but also with the machines being accessible and a lot more easier to mass produce for the different linens as well as the hospital clothing that we use and for the everyday comfortableness of the people.
So we cannot deny the fact that we really need this, even though it comes with challenges or it comes with costs.
Yes, and moving on, we also have our telegraph, which I believe originated from the Americans. Because can you imagine sending a message instantly across the country? Back then it was already so revolutionary. It was made by wires and different equipment just to be able to have a long distance communication with somebody. And also in healthcare, those were the telegraph that doctors as well as healthcare providers utilize to be able to deliver messages towards their patients.
So exactly, the hospital could share data, no? Request supplies and coordinate during emergency much quicker than before. Because imagine that, contacting a doctor or other members of the healthcare system from the other ward, from the other building, that's very, exhausting and that is very hard. But because of this telegraph, it helps the hospital to run smoothly because they can now communicate easily with each other. So
an interesting fact about that is that it was actually made for wartime battles. Yes, be able to spy onto some people that were considered foreign invaders. But eventually, this were made for the different outbreaks, diseases that were spreading so much quicker, especially in rural areas. So that helped the people from the different sectors be able to have the messages towards them.
So saan na tayo din?
So basically, the telegraph didn't just connect the cities, we all know that, but it also modernized different sectors as well as it made our lives so much easier and more life-saving into some extent.
And then eventually we developed cell phones, iPads, and many other gadgets, and I really love that. Currently, I have this iPad.
Yeah, me too.
And you are also using that iPad.
Yes, my iPad.
So we love technology, we are embracing it, and everyone must embrace it. What do you think?
Everybody got to embrace it because everything is moving forward and so should we. So that is the end of our innovations for industrial validation. Thank you very much. This has been Group 4.
Thank you so much, Shane. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.